Or did I just mute it? How do I unmute it? Uh-oh.
Hello, my friends. How are you today? Would you
Good.
like to
How are you doing, Josh?
participate in a crazy tinfoil hat conspiracy theory with me today? Because that's
Sure.
what we're going to do. Remember, I've kept myself locked in this truck for years. I might be losing my mind, but who really knows? Remember, I've kept myself locked in this truck for years. I might be losing my mind, but who really knows?
You might be losing your mind. You might be losing your mind, boy. I think you might have lost your mind. You need to take that hat off. Are you bald with just a little muffy hair sticking out the back of your head? And guys, I hope this APU and fan and stuff doesn't mess up this sound, because I'm trying to get you good quality now. I got the headphones on to keep the echo out.
Warning: the views expressed in this video are not meant to offend anybody. These videos have been collected from various platforms. We don't have any rights over these videos. These videos are my reactions and opinions. If you are really sensitive, this channel may not be meant for you.
What we're going to talk about today is actually, I was reminded of this by a commenter earlier today when I woke up. I'm checking my comments like I do, and it's actually something I meant to talk about in the last video, and I completely forgot about it. So he said on the last video that there's a lot of truck drivers out there that are just living in fear, basically, of being perceived as lazy people, and that's why
There's a lot of truck drivers out there living in fear because they're afraid that people are going to perceive them to be lazy. I ain't buying that.
they are so willing to do a lot of work for free.
No. And now you're saying they're going to do a lot of work for free. All right, I can't wait to see what this video is about. Let's go for it.
That said, I meant to bring that up on the last video, and today we're going to talk about how a generation used the media to wage mental war, psychological warfare against another generation. If you give me a minute, I'll eventually figure out the words I want to use, but you got to give me a second sometimes. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And thank you to everyone helping my humble little channel grow. We are around 200 subscribers away from reaching 10,000 subscribers. So if you're just watching for the first time,
big deal. I'm like 7,000 subscribers away from 10,000. If you're just watching for the first time, hit subscribe. Let's get me to 10,000 to show old Joshy that I could even do it, riding his coattails.
Remember, you haven't pushed the button yet. Go ahead and hit subscribe for me so I can stop bitching about that. And
yeah, you want me to stop bitching about it? Hit the subscribe button. Otherwise, I'm going to constantly go like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, Trucking with David H on Facebook. Hey, it's free. It's free. I am.
Gives me a like on the videos, and most of the people that comment, because some of the comments are fucking stupid. So today we are going to talk
stupid
about
comments, huh?
Lazy people. Oh, I can't stand lazy people. Actually, one of my biggest pet peeves in life is lazy people.
Yeah,
I believe firmly, and you go out there and you put in the work for what it is you want. I strongly believe in that.
Yep.
Sometimes you get your ass kicked. Sometimes you don't get what you want, but can you get back on that horse and ride? That is the most respectable trait I see in people. And I just, it just chaps my ass when I see lazy people out there. And I don't know why it bothers me so much. Hey, if you want to be lazy and that's what you want to do, then that's fine. But lazy people really, really bother me. You can spot lazy people on YouTube.
Okay. How do you spot them?
Normally they're so uninteresting, uninspiring, no charisma, nothing worth listening to, and they know that. So they do this weird thing where they do some clout chasing, and they put other people.
Bro, don't you say it. Don't you dare say it. You're going to say they use other people's videos, do reactions? Come on. Don't you say that. Damn, Josh.
people who have put in the work, they put their name in the title so somebody will finally pay attention to them. Yeah, pretty tragic there. But hey,
okay, I'm putting your name in the title again. I'm gonna put truck name Jay. No, Trucker Josh. What's your name? Lazy millennial truckers destroy trucking.
No, I guess that's just how it
Just
goes.
trucks.
If it were me, I wouldn't want to wake up the next day and say, oh my God, I gained 20 subscribers from having that man in my mouth. And I mean, I'm just saying that
I don't put no men in my mouth, buddy. I swear to God. This video came out like 10 months ago or something like that. I wasn't messing with the man, but I'll tell you what, I feel like he's talking directly at me.
that's something that other people like doing. That's fine. I mean, prostitutes and
Hey, where do you think reaction videos come from? You've got channels based on nothing but reaction. So are you saying that we shouldn't have any reaction channels? Or are you not talking about reaction videos? Are you okay with them?
porn stars have been putting men in their mouth for money for years. So, I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. And prostitution, oldest profession in history, they say. Recession-proof, baby. But yeah, it used to be a time on YouTube where
everybody wants peace.
Frowned upon, but you know, this new generation, right? They don't want to put in the work. They're the steering wheel holders of YouTube trucking. Just set the cruise control and you know, profit off the work that other people did. Good for them. So
well, I ain't making no money, so I ain't profiting off nothing.
you can find those lazy people, sure. They certainly do exist, and they're popping up more and more every.
Quit looking at me, bro. I've never felt so lowly in my life. Jesus. Boy, he just did a whipping on me.
Hey, I don't know what that's about. I really need that man's name to make me some views, because I'm so goddamn boring that I need it. Yeah, it's frustrating. I just don't, have I mentioned that lazy people kind of disgust me a little bit? Especially when they're taking advantage of the work that other people did. Fucking gross. It makes my skin crawl a little bit, if I'm being honest with you. Not respectable, not admirable in any sense of the word at all. But anyways, we're talking
It's gross.
Lazy
He
people.
says it's
So,
gross.
here we go, the foiled conspiracy theory that I have for the day. Let's get into it.
Okay, yeah,
so,
finally.
You guys remember, I am a millennial. I am by definition a millennial.
You're a millennial.
An elder millennial, so to speak. I'm sitting
Oh,
around the
damn.
campfire,
Granddaddy,
you a
Papa
tale
millennial.
of the time before cell phones, the time before pagers even, the time before high-speed internet. Millennials are an interesting generation because us older ones, we were around long before all that stuff existed, and then we kind of crossed generations and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Older ones.
We grew up with it still, even though it didn't exist when we were kids. It's kind of a weird generation.
The older millennials, they grew up with a lot of the stuff Gen X did, but not all of it. Bet you millennials didn't drink from a garden hose. That's like the Gen X claim to fame. And I brought that up because I have a millennial buddy, Lucas, and he was mentioning that I used to drink out of the garden hose. So it's like, yeah, I'm sure Gen Zs drink out of the garden hose too, but I don't know why that on TikTok and everything, that's like a claim to fame for Gen X, is we drank out of garden hoses.
Generation to be in. There's a lot of people that don't understand the millennials and baby boomers and Gen X and all that. They think it's your age. Did you guys know that? People think it's your age is what makes you what generation you are? Because those people are dumb fucks is what I'm trying to tell you.
No, I'm
I had
a
a
dumb
guy
fuck.
that was my age a few years ago arguing with me, screaming at me that there's no way you're a millennial because I'm not a millennial either. That doesn't make sense. Yes, you are, stupid. What the fuck are you talking about right now? There's people that think that as they get older, they graduate up to the next generation, and that's...
Oh, I see what he meant by age. I guess like now I'm 100, so now I'm this. But when I was 80, I was that. No, I see. Because it is your age. If you were born between this time, you're a millennial. If you're born at this time, you're a baby boomer, and so on. But he means as you get older that you change. No, you don't.
Just not how it fucking works. But hey, you know, the world takes all kinds. If not for dumb people, we wouldn't have people to laugh at now, would we? Nah, we should.
That's right. If not for dumb people, we wouldn't have all these YouTube videos, right? Because, you know,
or wouldn't. So anyways, I remember being somewhere around, I don't know, 11, 12 years old. Just minding my business, being a kid, right? Like I said, it was like sort of cross-generation. So we had our video games, of course, but we'd also go out and throw a football with the boys. You know, we go out there and climb trees, ride bikes, skateboard, and Gen X, I'm gonna shock you a little bit. I don't mean to steal your thunder, but we also drank from the garden hose. I know, fucking crazy, right? Fucking absolutely insane. I'm just surprised we're not dead too, Gen X.
There you go.
We drank from the garden hose also. I know, that was your claim to fame, and I'm sorry that I crushed your dreams, but yeah, we also did that too.
Oh man, I don't know if I could survive.
Funny sometimes. I hope you don't mind.
What do you get? You get one thing to make fun of a Gen X with, where Gen X can just rag on millennials and Gen Zs until we turn blue in the face. I'm really having a hard time wearing these headphones because I can't hear myself talk, and this is just...
You probably do, but I hope you don't. Anyways, I was just minding my business as a kid one day. And suddenly it seemed like all the adults' attitudes towards all the kids just suddenly shifted. Just out of nowhere. Oh, you are a lazy piece of shit. You don't fucking do nothing. And I'm not saying my parents specifically were like abusing me and bullying me or anything like that. I'm saying the general consensus of the entire country all of a sudden was that they had shitty, lazy kids that were never going to amount to do nothing, and they didn't do fucking anything at all, right?
Well, a lot of that happened because the Gen Xers didn't have all the video games and cell phones and, you know, all that stuff. So when millennials popped up, you got video games, you got cell phones. So you had a lot of them. Not all of them. Not all of them. Apparently not Josh. But a lot of them, all they wanted to do is play video games. They wanted to sit on their ass, play video games, sit on their ass, play on their cell phone. Why was my screen just flashing red? So on and so forth. You know, so that's where the lazy I got red dots keep flashing on my screen like that's weird. Anyways, that's where the lazy millennial came from, is because of the whole I want to live in my parents' basement and play video games all the time. Not all of them, but you know who you are.
It just happened overnight. I remember it very clearly. I'm like, God damn, yesterday they liked me. What the fuck is going on? And I quickly realized...
I thought you said your parents didn't do it. You said your parents didn't do it, but you just said one day you woke up and yesterday they liked you, now they don't. So, I don't know. Josh, is your story starting to fall apart? Because we know how you love to tell stories. You're a great storyteller, but... 99% of it is BS.
What was going on? What am I trying to say? The news outlets, the major national news outlets, all of a sudden started cranking out stories about how millennials were entitled, spoiled brats that never were going to work and all these things, right? You know, it was right around the time Fox News was really just starting their propaganda machine, right when they were seeing
propaganda.
Like, how much can we lie to the general public before people just stop believing us? They were really testing the guardrails, you know, testing the water. And look, I know some people are mad right now. They're like, I really like Fox News, Josh, and how dare you...
A lot of the news channels nowadays are all full of crap. You can't trust anything coming out of the TV or anything. And now you got AI, you can't believe nothing. So, yeah, but I think, Josh fell over onto the left side there, and so now he likes to bash anything conservative or right-wing or whatever, because I guess he's got a new political channel, and from what I've seen, he sits on there and screams and hollers about, he puts his tinfoil hat on and then screams and hollers about how MAGA is going to take over the world and destroy it and so on and so forth, but whatever.
Listen, all I'm saying is every time they get called into court to get sued, why is it always that their defense is, we're not a news outlet, we're for entertainment purposes only, and it holds up most of the time. I'm just saying that it's a propaganda network. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Nothing to be offended about. People are so weird.
Offended.
You remember
I don't
when
care.
Texas got mad at me because their power grid went down one time and I relentlessly made fun of it and they were super offended about their power grid?
Texas got mad at you, so the state of Texas called you up and said, stop making fun of our power grid? What the hell are you talking about? Texas got mad at you.
Now there's probably a bunch of people offended that I made fun of Fox News. Oh no, he made fun of Fox News. I did, and I'll do it again.
Oh shit, he did shit, crazy eyes. Josh, would you get mad if I went over to your and made videos about how CNN is a bunch of BS and MSNBC and all that? No, you wouldn't. So I'm sure there's a lot of people don't give two flying dookies that you're making fun of Fox News.
But they were just spreading this crazy theory, this crazy idea that all millennials were just lazy and
not
entitled.
All, a lot.
And that's the next generation of fucking YouTubers. That's not us millennials. You know, the guys dropping people's names and titles for views. They're lazy and entitled. Not us. Not us. But the weird thing about it was we weren't even old enough to get jobs yet. We had no fucking idea. We couldn't get jobs. I'm 12. Why are you yelling at me? And
You're
I even
12.
had a job when I was 12. I did
Sure
quite
you
a
did.
bit of work by the time I was 12. I used to deliver the newspaper in the bag that you throw over your
And you probably ran uphill in the snow both ways doing it, huh?
shoulders, and you load it full of newspapers.
I wouldn't
was
believe
raised on
anything you
fucking
say.
Farms. I know I'm kind of short, but I got farm boy strength, right? I
Ooh.
used to work on farms when I was young. Not like the big guys that turn into football players like Jordy Nelson or whatever. Like, that dude could kick the shit out of me, I'm sure. He probably wouldn't. He seems like a nice guy. But those are the guys that lived on the farm their whole life, right? So I was actually used to working by the time I was 12. It was just kind of normal. I could drive a tractor even.
Who can't drive a tractor? Jesus, a tractor's like the easiest thing in the world to drive. You knock it into gear. You don't need to know if it's a manual. You don't need to know how to drive a manual because they're so powerful. You can just drop the clutch out and it just creeps and crawls. So driving a tractor is not like you're some kind of genius.
You knew how. Right? But then we're getting yelled at that we don't want to fucking work. We don't want to work. And it didn't make any fucking sense.
I thought you said your parents didn't yell at you, but now you're saying you're getting yelled at. Or are you talking about in general? Because if you weren't getting yelled at, then what's your issue? How do you know the people that were getting yelled at weren't being lazy? That's all I'm saying.
Here's what I think happened.
Let's hear it.
The media did it on purpose. I think they were setting it up for this very, very time right now. They were preparing us all to be deathly afraid that one day somebody's going to refer to us as lazy, and we never ever wanted that title because they had convinced our parents to beat us over the head with it and tell us what lazy pieces of shit we were, that we were deathly afraid of the word lazy.
I never called my daughter a lazy piece of shit or anything like that. She's a millennial, but she worked her ass off. She freaking did everything that you didn't even have to ask her to do chores, and she did them. So it's not all millennials, it's just some millennials.
This is bigger than trucking, my friend. My conspiracy theory that I'm just making up right now, okay? For anyone taking this seriously. Could be full of shit. I'm not saying I am. I'm saying I very well could be, though. But
you are.
Older, right? Us millennials got older, and my God, we didn't ever want nobody to call us lazy. We are the millennials. We're gonna go out there and get work done. And you know what? It actually ended up. Don't get offended by this either, but it actually ended up that millennials were one of the most what is it? God damn it! Productive generations that ever existed in human history. Listen, before you get all crazy about that, I'm not talking about we went to war. We didn't go fight in World War II or anything like that. Because me, I wouldn't have made it, boy. I would have been dead on day one. That's for damn sure. Hey, there were some real badasses back there. There were our actual heroes of this country that went to fucking war and fucking got shit done. I'm not being a warmonger right now. I'm just saying there's been some bad motherfuckers in human history. What I'm not doing is equating that to millennials. What I mean by productive, what I mean by that is we just shut the fuck up and we did our jobs. And we never asked for anything better for ourselves, because the minute we say, hey, I deserve more. I'm here busting my ass every day and I deserve just a little bit better for myself, don't you think? There would be somebody going, look, an entitled millennial. I guess he just thinks just by showing up, he just gets whatever he wants. Everybody look at this millennial over here, just waiting for a handout. That's all those millennials want. And you're like, what the fuck? We work all the time. What in the fuck are you
We
talking
work
about?
all the time.
Why the fuck would you say that about me? And it didn't matter what we did. It didn't matter what the fuck we did. There was nothing we could do to change the narrative that we were a lazy, spoiled, entitled generation. Even though we never got to live that life. I never in my life.
Oh, baloney. So many millennials lived in their parents' house till they're in their 30s, living off their parents, playing video games, not giving a crap about nothing but, Mom, make me breakfast. Mom, do my laundry. Mom. Don't give me no bullshit. That's the way the millennial generation was. Not all millennials. You know who you are. You know who you are. Gen Z is probably even worse.
Of being lazy or spoiled or entitled never ever came up. Never happened. Anyway, you guys have seen me over the years absolutely lose my fucking mind. I cannot believe that truckers won't just come together on simple things like truckers should be compensated for all their work. We can't agree on that. Are you shitting me?
How can you not agree?
There will always be someone off the state like that is a trucker. There's a CDL holder that has been driving a truck, that is driving a truck, and like the rest of us will probably forever drive a truck that will disagree with you and tell you that you deserve less. And when you try to argue with him, he, a millennial, will also tell you the same thing. He'll go, oh, you're just one of those spoiled brats, huh? You just want everybody to hand something to you. No, I want an even exchange of my labor for their fucking money. All right, is that...
That makes sense. I'll agree with him on there. Get paid for what you do. The problem is the millennials wanted to get paid for doing nothing, and that's where everyone got up in arms. Let's go. Let's see what he's got to say about this.
Too much to ask? Is that too much to ask? And apparently it is. Apparently the fuck it is. So this is actually something I've noticed for a long time too. I think, like I said earlier, as I so eloquently put it, as I tried to find my words earlier.
Now, flipping burgers ain't worth 25 bucks an hour though, bro.
And eventually got to psychological warfare. They did this shit on purpose. They fucked with us and told us what worthless fucks we were so that we would forever be worried about what our image was when it came to work, so that we don't stop working, get it? So that we just stay here for fucking ever and just drive the fucking trucks or work in the factories or whatever, and just fucking not ever want somebody to accuse us of being lazy. So when it comes to trucking, you see a lot of that. You see so much of that. The commenter that was talking to me said that I think maybe he works a local truck driving job. I just kind of skimmed over it, so you'll have to...
Oh, well, if he's a local truck driver, I'm sure he makes $35, $40, $50, $75 an hour, works 80 hours a week at his leisure, and makes, $8 billion a week, and is home every night, gets 14 hours at home, off on the weekends, off every holidays, paid vacation, all the good shit, because that's what it seems like with every local truck driver. Their shit's the best shit ever.
Forgive me. Let's say, hypothetically, he works a local truck driving job. He said that his co-workers often will stay after work and, work for free because he feels that they don't ever want to be...
I call BS.
...perceived as being lazy. So these guys spent all day driving the truck, right? And then they get the truck into the yard. And look, there's a clear separation, or there should be a clear separation of when you're working and when you're not. If you're a local driver... Say you're a local driver and you're getting paid by the hour, and you pull into the yard and maybe you need 10 minutes to clean up the truck. You need to air it out like with the air hose or whatever you're doing. That's on duty. That's working. That's something you should be getting paid for. But a lot of guys straight up will not take that money. They say, no, I don't want it because I'm not actually working.
But Josh, you're failing to think a lot of truck drivers work by the mile. So those guys, should they just leave their trucks filthy, dirty, and a mess, or what? Now, I agree with you. They should get paid, even for cleaning the truck and all that. That if they're working by the mile, if they're not making good enough money by the mile to make it worth their while to do that cleaning, then yeah, when they're not driving the truck, they should go on an hourly scale pay scale for when they're in the yard and, you know, doing stuff and all that. I'll agree with that all day long. What I'm not going to agree with, I don't think people are working for free. That would be done, or, you know, willingly working for free.
Keep my head down and do what I'm told to do. And I want to rock the boat here. Rock the fucking boat. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, tip that boat over.
Check this out. Now I can tell you guys a little secret, a little spoiler alert about life. We all die at the end, right? So what happens if...
Nah, we don't die in the end. Come on, we go to heaven. Well, I guess you got to die and then go to heaven.
Rock the boat a little bit. Nothing. Maybe you die a little bit sooner, but you know, maybe if you rock the boat a little too hard, you get to get some rest a little bit earlier, and that's
psycho.
Sounds fun, doesn't it? That's
Jesus.
Probably some of the worst shit I've ever said on this. Yeah. Anyways, I really think there's something to that. I really, really do. It drives me fucking crazy. It drives me absolutely insane to say we don't deserve it. And you know, a lot of people come to me and go, Josh, why don't you work another sector of the trucking industry? Listen, fuckers, I enjoy being an over-the-road truck driver, okay? I'm doing this to myself. Don't act like I don't fucking know that.
Wow.
I'm doing this to myself.
Okay, well, he goes on to talk about some COVID stuff and likes being an over-road truck driver, so on and so forth. But anyways, that was Lazy Millennial Truckers Destroying Trucking, Josh's point of view. Now, whether he's just made all that up just to goof around or what, I don't know. A lot of his stories are very embellished stories, a lot of elaborating on the truth, so on and so forth. But yeah, I guess we'll agree to disagree on some points, and it is what it is. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, my man, for another entertaining video. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, Truck It with David H on Facebook. Hey, hit it. It's free.